Then elaborate on it later.
And I will then submit a note as well. So my first submission is, and I'm now purely on the questions of law and the Constitution, that in Article 51(6), D and E, there is, in the text of these articles, no requirement whatsoever that an independent candidate join a party with at least one seat, directly won, at the time of the general election. There is nothing in the text. This requirement has been read into the text by both the Election Commission and the Peshawar High Court. And it would appear that this reading in has occurred because of a failure to appreciate the effect of the proviso in both these subclauses, D and E, and the use of the word secured in subclause D, and the word or the phrase proviso, won by, in the proviso to subclause D, as well as the use of the phrase one in both the main body and the proviso of subclause E.
This is the exact same point argued by Mr. Faisal.
It is exactly not, my lord. Kindly hear me.
Chale, aage badhiye. Next point
no, kindly hear me.
Next point bataiye.
No, it's not the next point. I need to elaborate this. Isi pe. If my lord will allow me, my lord will take much shorter. So the submission is, my friend was arguing that perhaps some purposive, progressive interpretation is needed. I'm submitting no progressive or purposive interpretation is needed. In fact, the very language of these clauses belies the contention that it is a sequential process whereby first one seat has to be won in the general election and only then further seats can be won through the independent members joining a party. So the language here is that independent members may join a political party, not a parliamentary party. So if the constitution makers wanted the independent members to join a party with at least one seat, the language used would have been parliamentary party.
Can't be, because at this point in time, there is no parliamentary party because Parliament has not yet, or the National Assembly.
All right, so okay, I concede that. So the language used here is political party.
No, but you see, the thing is, what you are not speaking for myself, keeping in mind is that the main part, I'm looking at D now.
Yes.
Main part says seat secured by each political party.
Yes.
Seat secured.
Yes.
The proviso is speaking of the independent returned candidate joining.
Yes.
There's a distinction here.
Lord.
As I see it, suppose there is a general election and the next morning someone asks another person, how many seats did party X secure? Whatever the answer is. And suppose that person asks the question in this way,
3 days later,
how many seats did party X win? Would you, as a reasonable person, draw any distinction? No. How many seats did the party secure? How many seats did the party win?
No.
This, in the context of electoral law, it seems to me that these words are used interchangeably.
Yes, I bow.
Now, the main part refers to seats secured. The proviso allows independents to join. Why? Because the independent holds a seat that is not secured by the political party.
Let me submit.
This distinction.
Yes.
Therefore, this is the reason why I say that the proviso is the only permissible exception to the balance of proportional representation. It is an exception. Why? Because the independent candidate, the language itself calls it, it doesn't call it a seat of, it says independent candidate. The independent candidate holds a seat not won by any political party. Why? Because he's an independent.
Right,
it seems to me that...
Let me come back to this. Let me submit. I read the word secured in subclause D as referring to something more nuanced than one. And the reason for that is as follows. In the case of the women's seats, the constituency is each province. In the case of the non-Muslims, the constituency is all of Pakistan. Now what subclause D is capturing is National Assembly seats from a particular province. Normally we don't say that. Normally we say a seat won in the National Assembly. Here a further dimension is being added. It is being said seats won in the National Assembly from a province. So in order to capture
we say that because the Constitution says that.
Yes, so the Constitution
divides at the level of the federation the seats according to provinces.
Yes, for women, but not for non-Muslims.
No, the general seats. The general seats are divided according.
Yes. So I'm submitting that when we relate.
इसीलिए तो है ना, from each province allocation की.
Yes. So what I'm saying, I'm agreeing completely with my lord. I'm saying when the reference is to National Assembly seats from a province, the word used by the Constitution maker is secured, because it is capturing that additional element. And when it is with reference to non-Muslims, the language used is one, because there is only one constituency, which is all of Pakistan. So the word secured is capturing this additional nuance that the seat was one, but one from a province. That is the only difference between subclause D and subclause E, my lords, if I may. Lord, I'm trying to explain the difference between the language in clause D and clause E. Clause D talks of seats secured in the main body of the provision before the proviso. Clause E talks of seats won in the main body. And then the proviso in both clauses D and E talk of seats won. So what I'm submitting is that the word secured is wider than one, the word one, and it is capturing the provincial affiliation of a National Assembly seat. And that is why they've used a wider term, but it includes the concept of winning a seat. And what Article 51
پہلے ذرا اپنا جو آپ کہنا چاہتے ہیں پہلے اپنی وہ پروپوزیشن کو کر دیں, پھر ہم دیکھیں گے کہ آپ کی انٹرپریٹیشن.
اگر آپ کی ریکویسٹ ہم مان لیں تو آپ کو کیا ملے گا؟ وہ پارٹی کے کینڈیڈیٹ ہو جائیں گے.
جی مجھے
اتنی سی بات ہے نا.
نہیں سر, مجھے ذرا اس کو
ایک منٹ
انٹرپریٹ کرنے دیں.
آپ دیکھیں نا, اگر آپ کی پٹیشن مان لی جائے, آپ چاہتے ہی ہیں کہ آپ کو ایس آئی سی کینڈیڈیٹ بنا دیں.
ایک منٹ, میں چاہتا ہوں پہلے کانسٹیٹیوشن کو سمجھ لیں, پھر کانسیکوینسز ول
کی بات نہیں ہے. آپ اپنی پریئر کلاس پڑھ لیں.
کانسٹیٹیوشن کو تو ہم سمجھ لینا تھوڑا سا.
نہیں پہلے تو جو کچھ آئے گا
سر, مجھے
ایسا پرابلم یہ ہو رہا ہے کہ آپ کا دل ہے پی ٹی آئی میں.
نہیں سر, آئی ایم جسٹ ناؤ
بحث آپ کر رہے ہیں ایس آئی سی کی.
نہیں سر,
وہ ہمیں اعتزاز نظر آ رہا ہے نا. دیکھیں پلیز, ہم کو آپ کو بار بار ایک سیکنڈ سن لیں. آئی ایم سیئنگ فار مائی سیلف, دس میٹر جو آپ نے پٹیشن فائل کی تھی بہت ہی امپورٹنٹ, کہ کیا آپ پولیٹیکل افیلیشن پی ٹی آئی کی نکال سکتے تھے الیکشن سے کہ نہیں. وہ آگے کیس نہیں چلا. ایک پرابلم آ رہا ہے جس پہ آپ اگر تو یہ ہمیں بحث کرتے کہ وہ کیس ایک فیصلہ آ گیا بیچ میں رک گیا ہے یا آپ نے پرسو نہیں کیا, وہ پھر بھی ہم اس کا کاگنیزنس لے سکتے ہیں کسی طرح. یہ تو بحث کرتے تو ہم سنتے ہیں. جس طرح مائی برادر از سیئنگ دیٹ یو آر آرگیونگ دی کیس آف ایس آئی سی. میکسیمم تو آپ کو چلے کریں, آپ
اپنی پروپوزیشن ہمیں بتا دیں.
my proposition is this, my proposition is this.
راجہ صاحب
اپنے propositions کریں جلدی. No, we won't ask. You just proceed. We keep asking you, the matter will never end.
ایک چیز نہیں سمجھ آ رہی. It is all about 87 seats.
Yes,
correct?
Quite so.
86 went and joined one person.
Yes.
While they all claim to be belonging to a political party.
Yes.
وہ آپ کی مجبوری ذرا بتا دیں, because this court can also take that into consideration for 86 candidates contesting election as a political party candidates and joining one person. So there must have been some reason to that.
میں عرض کر دیتا ہوں. The reason was twofold. One, we were told that we would not be treated as a political party, that the explanation and Rule 94 would be applied widely, and there was a risk there that we would not be treated as a political party, and we really had a very limited time period in which to make this decision. Should we join PTI, declare ourselves as PTI after being elected, or should we go to another party which was not under a cloud? Secondly, we were being told from various quarters that a reference under Article 17 for disbanding, declaring PTI as a party against the ideology of Pakistan would be moved, and therefore to be secure and safe, we did not want to sit in a party that may ultimately get declared against the ideology of Pakistan. Sir, اب مجھے عرض کرنے میں آپ کو حقیقت بتا رہا ہوں. سوال پوچھا ہے کہ کیوں آپ نے یہ کیا.
اگر آپ کے خیال میں پی ٹی آئی میں کوئی وکیل نہیں ہوتا اور پہلی دفعہ کوئی پارٹی الیکشن لڑ رہی ہوتی ہے تو آپ کوئی بھی مفروضے کھڑے کر سکتے ہیں.
میں نہیں اس لیے کرنا
آپ ذرا سن لیجئے ایک بات, آپ سنتے نہیں ہیں. تو اب آپ یا تو ہم آپ کے مفروضوں پہ چلیں گے
نہ چلیں
آپ Can you not wait? I mean, آپ جب بات کرتے ہیں ہم خاموشی سے سن لیتے ہیں نا, تو پھر اب آپ سن لیجئے نا, دوسرے کی بات کیا تو آپ کو سمجھ تو آئے. اب ہم پتہ نہیں میں ایک بات کہاں سے شروع کر رہا تھا جی. اگر آپ کی بڑی کوئی مجبوری ہے, آپ کیا مجبوریوں پہ چلیں گے یا آئین پہ چلیں گے؟ جی مجھے پر یہ مجبوری ہے, اچھا بھی آئین چھوڑ دو. مجھ پہ یہ مجبوری ہے, آئین چھوڑ دو. کہ وہ کل ہر آدمی کو کہے گا میری یہ مجبوری ہے, ہم قانون پہ عمل نہیں کرتے ہیں, ہم یہ مجبوری ہے میں ریڈ لائٹ پہ نہیں رکوں گا, میری یہ مجبوری ہے میں نے ڈاکہ ڈال لیا. یہ مجبوریوں پہ تو ملک نہیں چلیں گے.
May I respond?
آئین پہ چلائیے.
Yes, not senior councils deliberated on this and they decided.
They gave you wrong advice.
Okay, maybe. But
maybe then you can sue them.
No, that's why you lordship.
Then sue them.
So mujhe argue karne de. And it was decided that there was no harm in joining SIC. Now this was a decision taken and I will submit that this was not necessarily an incorrect decision or one that somehow causes detriment to us as regards the
personally یہ decision